Hello BookTube, welcome back, and it's haul time. I haven't done a book haul video in God knows how long at this point. It's been well over a month, and I have a lovely wide range of books I've got over the last little bit, and let's get started. There's some non-fiction, there's detective crime stuff going on here, there's children's books, and let's start. Um, I've been obsessed recently in March, no May. I don't even know what last month was, but Jane Harper. I read The Dry when it came out, and I was like, oh my god, like it's gonna be big, it's gonna be remembered, and I feel like I'm riding that way, at least here in Australia. But I decided to read all of her books. I was doing one a day, and I saw someone on eBay sell all their books for like $30. So here is all of them, all six of her releases here. The last one out is her newest one that came out in April, and it could be a book of the year. It's on that list, maybe. Ooh, we'll see. But incredibly consistent author. Go check her out. If you love like not detective muff, but like missing persons, like murder, oh my god, you have a blast with her. And it's nice to read novels where it's like, oh my god, I've been there before. Like it's really nice because normally it's set in like America or like England or whatever, and to have crime novels set in Australia, I think is really lovely because it's like, I've been there before. Like, oh, that's lovely, especially when it's like smaller places too. But so I have all of Jane Harper's books. I'll leave it here for now, and then let's keep on going with some non-fiction here. I have the two new Danielle Clode books. She wrote, I think, a couple of years ago now. Koala, A Life in the Trees. I love koalas. They're incredibly deadly. If you look at them, they will drop down because they're drop bears, and they will instantly kill you in a second. And this is just a book about them. Easily the best book I've read about koalas. I absolutely adore them. They're so cute. And so that was a one that came out not long ago, like a couple of years. And the Manic Echidna came out this month pretty much, and I brought it, absolutely loved it. Again, one of the best books of the year so far. If you want to learn about echidnas, because why wouldn't you? Echidnas are incredibly weird, but not the weirdest Australian animal. I still think platypuses are a bit more out there, but echidnas are just incredible. And if you want a short concise book about echidnas and where they're going in the future, you will absolutely have a blast of it. So go check out Danielle Clode and her two books on koalas and echidnas. So we have that, and then we have what's after this. This isn't in any order, but we have John of John by Douglas Stewart. I read this last night, and now I love Douglas Stewart. I read his two books, Young Mungo and Shuggy Bane. I read those last year, and I was like, oh my god, this could be a new favorite author. And John of John, I really enjoyed it, but it's starting to get a bit samey for me personally when it comes to his novels, and especially in John of John. I feel like there is certain conveniences that what's his name, John Callum goes through, especially with his parents. I feel like aren't as realistic and brutal in the way that his last two novels have. I feel like it's a bit too, there's too much convenience for me in this novel. But again, the writing is just absolutely incredible, and it could be an honorable mention of best books of the year because it's just that bit too convenient when it comes to certain bits of the plot for it to be brutal and attacking my jagged heart. But I still really enjoyed it. And then speaking of a bit of a letdown again, there's some new releases here. Nora Roberts, The Final Target. I got this the day it came out. I am a Nora Roberts girly. I love her standalone thrillers so much. It's her and now Jane Harper and Thomas Harris. They're like my favorite thriller writers. But this was a letdown. I'm let down by Nora this year. I'm really hurt by that. It's just fine, really. I feel like I'm kind of comparing it to the last couple of thriller books she released. Like last year's Hidden Nature, and the year before that with not the year before, but like Identity. That's an old-time classic Nora Roberts thriller novel. And Hidden Nature took a bit to get started, but once it kicked in, it was fun. This was just a bit too unrealistic for me. It's about a debut author who's been stalked by a fan, and just some of the ways he finds her and breaks into her house. It's just a bit too unrealistic for me, and I was just let down by it. I don't know. I need more time with it, but yeah, I'm really a bit hurt by that. But it's okay. It's Nora. She's got like 700 more books coming out this year. We have that. Then we'll get to the last non-fiction book here before we get to the children's books. And I finally got my copy of Chosen Land by Matthew Avery Sutton. Probably my favorite new release of the year so far. This is breaking down Christianity in America, complete history from the founding all the way to literally like last year. And I need to reread it because I want to take notes on it, but it's just so concise and so incredible. Like, I literally am still speechless about it. The way he was able to cram so much history into this is literally insane. I love when he talks about Mormons. I'm going on a bit of a Mormon non-fiction kick because I love Mormons. They're so interesting. But this is easily one of the best books of the year in my opinion. I want to reread it because I e-booked it the first time, but now that I have the physical, I want to take notes with it. So I will get to rereading this soon, but easily one of my favorites of the year so far. And let's get to some kids' books here too. So we have Seven Little Australians, Ethel Turner. I've talked about this in Auslit 101, probably one of the most famous Australian children's books, like literally ever. I'll show you some of the illustrations in here. Look how pretty this is. Absolutely, it's not my favorite Australian kids book. It's iconic, like literally, it's this and like the magic pudding and all that. But again, I didn't have a copy and I found it for like $1, so I have it now. And yeah, I need to reread it because I haven't read it since I done Auslit, and that was a couple months ago now. But I just want to see if it still holds up. Sorry about that, I ran out of storage but for that cut. But I found Dot the Kangaroo, of course, by Ethel C. Pedley. Everyone knows Dot the Kangaroo. I've talked about this in Auslit 101 along with what's it called? Seven Little Australians. I already forgot it. But Dot the Kangaroo, I'm so due for a reread of this. Essential reading here. It's so slim, and I'll show you some of the illustrations because they're so pretty in here. And I'm due for a reread. If I can find an illustration. Here it is. Here's the young girl, Dot, being stalked by killer Australian animals. And even that kangaroo could turn around and murder Dot too. But yeah, so I found Dot the Kangaroo, and yeah, that was a really lovely find. Then let's get to some other stuff. I found Songs of a Thousand Seas by Xana Verrillen. Here it is. This is an Australian children's author. She is incredible. This is literally verse poetry, which, take my money, about octopuses. Oh my god. I read this. This is about Houdini, who lives in like an aquarium, and she's sad about that, sorry. And she meets someone then who's Juno, who's a boy, and it's just them on their journey together. It's so beautifully well written. Again, it's verse, and here's what it looks like here too. Always with her books, I always check the back because she has a little like cute paragraph about her journey writing this novel and like the author's notes and all that. And there's some like fun facts at the start, like what's a reef and all. It's so cute. And I need more of her books, but again, just if you want a lovely early children's, I don't know what this would be called. I think it's middle grade-y, but again, I want to reread this because it's just so beautiful. And if you like octopuses and you got young kids that like octopuses, go and hunt down this one too. And then let's get to the picture books. I have more Australian stuff right here. This is Mike Mollard's What's That? Australian Sharks, Rays and Skates. And this is just a children's non-fiction book about Australian sharks. I'll show you what it looks like. The detail is just so beautiful. I'm going through a children's book phase, but it's got so much information. It's color-coded too. And there's, of course, worrisome sharks. There's a hammerhead shark in here, if I can find it. But look at all of these. They're so beautifully well done. And I love these type of non-fiction books. Here's the Hammerhead, the most terrifying, weirdest shark ever. But you got that, you got stingrays in here. And look at this one too. I just can't get over these. They're so cute. And they're just so lovely. And again, I can't not buy these. And look at that. Like literally, that's so terrifying. And so yeah, this is lovely too. Straight to the point. It's incredible. And then I have two more here. I've got A Leaf Called Grief by Kelly Canby. This is about a bear, and his family's died, and he's alone, and he finds this green leaf that falls from a tree, and he names it Grief. And as you can see, he's got the family ghosts around him with the leaf, and he holds on to this leaf as like, you know, as like a comfort thing to remind him of, you know, happier times. And he travels, and the illustrations here are so beautiful. Like, you got this when he's all happy with the leaf, and then as the leaf starts to grow old and, you know, start to pretty much rot, you see the colors slowly start to change, and eventually when the leaf crinkles up and dies, it gets really sad like that. But then, you know, it's so beautiful, slice of life. And again, look how pretty these drawings are. And eventually he finds another leaf on the tree and learns to cope with that grief. And it's so beautiful. Normally I find grief books, especially with picture books, be a bit on the nose. Like, it tells the children what to think, which I've always found that a bit weird. But stories like this, where it just shows grief rather than telling kids what to feel about grief, it's like making them come to their own conclusions. It's just so lovely when it's here, and I love this book so much. And if you ever see it, pick it up. And then of course I have Digger Goes Down here, by John Bell and Huni Melissa Boligo, I think that's how you say it. And this is about a dog who digs down to the center of the earth, and as you can see, he starts digging here, and then he goes all the way down. You have to flip it this way, all the way down, and eventually he comes across the center of the earth, which is, I always imagine, like a Jules Verne reference. I'll get to that now. As you can see, look how pretty that is. Oh, I love it. And then his owner calls in, and he digs all the way back up to the center of, back to the mainland. And it's just so cute and lovely. And again, I'm now in my picture book era, and that's the back too, because it's so beautiful. And yeah, that's just a quick haul. We got some picture books, we got some thrillers, we got some non-fiction here, just a bit of everything. And yeah, let me know what you think about the books I've talked about in this video, and thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.